Mrs. Ledley here to show you how to do block printing using either recycled cardboard or using vegetables. There was an episode on Kirsty Allsop's Keep Crafting and Carry On 4OD, episode 5, about 25 minutes in, where she did some vegetable printing with her son. So you can watch that if you want to catch up and see what she does there. But I'm going to show you the method using recycled cardboard and some various potato block printing methods as well. So what I'm going to try to do today, folks, is I'm going to show you how to print onto fabric, but you don't have to print onto fabric. It can just be onto paper. This is a recycled bit of t-shirt that I chopped up and used for another different project, but you can do it onto paper if that's all you have. So what you'll need is you'll need some scissors, some glue and some recycled cardboard first in order to make your actual block print. Now you want to draw your design out onto the cardboard, okay, and then chop it out using a pair of scissors. And then once you've chopped them out using the scissors, you can then Pritt stick glue the design onto a piece of card so that it makes a stamp, okay, so that you end up with something that looks like this. Okay, now I've already had a little go of printing before and I've tried it with some blue, so I'm going to try it again using different colours. Now you can, if you want, put the paint into a palette or a plate and just stamp it on and then stamp it onto your fabric, but I'm going to do it painted on with a paintbrush because I think that painting on with a paintbrush, you can apply the paint more evenly and you can give it a nice thick coat, and also you can do different colours, okay? You can do, like I'm going to do a lighter blue on the petals of my flower, and then I'm going to do a darker blue in the centre. Now be quite generous with the paint, remember guys, because you don't want the paint to dry off before you get it stamped onto your material or your paper. You want the paint to stay wet for a little while, so you need to make sure you've got it on nice and thick there. And then once you've applied the paint on, you then want to take your stamp, stamp nice and firm onto the material. Press it nice and firm down, make sure all those bits and pieces be pressed down, and then gently lift it up off the surface, okay? And that gives you one there. Now, we did do some work on repeat printing, which is like all of Kylie's work, where she has repeat patterns on her designs. So I would like to see you try and do a repeat of the block print, at least 4 to 5 repeats of your block to try to show the effect of repeat block printing using that. So I'll do another one next to it to show you that, again, if you wanted it to be rotated, you could rotate it round if your design is able to be rotated round, or you can do linear rotation. It's entirely up to you how you've decided to do your print. So again, nice and firm, press it down really, really firmly, nice and solid, firm pressure there, and then lift it off gently off to the surface, okay? So that's the cardboard one. Now with the potato printing version, you need to be really, really careful when you're prepping for your design on the potato. Now you can see I've kind of cut it slightly raised off the surface there, and you need to use a sharp knife to do this, so please be really, really super careful with this. I don't want any injuries, so adult supervision really for this one, because it can get quite risky. So again, you're going to take your paint and apply it to the raised surface of the design that you've chopped out and cut out of your potato, and then again, generous with the paint, don't be too measly with it, try and make sure you're getting a nice thick layer of paint there on the design. Once you've coated the whole surface of the design, you then want to press nice and firmly down onto the surface again. Nice solid swift movement, try not to shift and move it too much. Once you've pressed it nice and firm, you lift it off gently off the surface there, okay? Now, there are alternatives to block printing if you haven't got any potatoes. Then you can use celery is a good one, that gives you a good shape. If you just dip it into the paint, it gives you a nice sort of semicircular shape, which you can repeat, and that gives you a nice sort of petal shape of a flower. That looks quite cool. Again, you can have the end of an apple can look good. If you've chopped an apple in half, that can give you a nice circular effect. But there are many different methods, so use your imagination and have fun trying it out, please, folks. Take care.